Have you ever pictured dinosaurs trekking through snowy mountains, their breath turning to mist in the frigid air? It's a scene straight out of an epic fantasy. But recent discoveries suggest this might have been a reality for some dinosaurs during the Jurassic period. We often imagine them in lush, tropical jungles, but the world of the dinosaurs was far more diverse and challenging than that. For many plant-eaters, survival meant escaping the predator-filled lowlands and venturing into a brutal, high-altitude world. This is the story of their incredible struggle for survival on the snowlines of the ancient world. The Jurassic lowlands were a paradise, but a dangerous one. Lush ferns, cycads, and conifers provided an endless buffet for giant herbivores, like Brachiosaurus but where there are herbivores, there are always carnivores. Fearsome predators like Allosaurus, with its powerful jaws and sharp claws, constantly stalked these gentle giants. For smaller or less defended plant-eaters, every moment was a gamble. The constant threat of ambush made life in the lowlands a stressful, dangerous existence. While the big sauropods could rely on their immense size for protection, many other species had to find a different strategy to survive. Their solution was radical. Go up. They began a massive migration, leaving the crowded, dangerous plains behind and heading for the imposing mountain ranges that crisscrossed the Jurassic landscape. This wasn't just a short trip, it was a journey into a completely different world. As they ascended, the familiar, warm air grew thin and cold. The dense forests gave way to sparse, hardy vegetation. This was a land of extremes, a place most life would struggle to endure. But for these dinosaurs, the mountains offered something the lowlands couldn't. Safety. The rugged terrain and harsh conditions were a natural fortress against the large predators that could untisely navigate the steep, treacherous slopes. Life above the tree line was a constant battle. The first and most immediate challenge was the air itself. At high altitudes, the air is thin, meaning there's less oxygen with every breath. For large, active animals, this would have been incredibly taxing. Modern birds, the descendants of dinosaurs, have incredibly efficient respiratory systems with air sacs that allow for a continuous flow of oxygen. It's highly likely that these herbivorous dinosaurs possessed a similar system. This advanced breathing apparatus would have been crucial, allowing them to extract enough oxygen from the thin air to power their massive bodies, enabling them to climb higher and survive where other creatures would have suffocated. Then came the cold. As they climbed, temperatures plummeted. The once warm ground was now covered in patches of frost and, eventually, thick blankets of snow. How did these so-called cold-blooded reptiles survive? The idea that all dinosaurs were cold-blooded is now largely outdated. Many scientists believe that dinosaurs, especially the larger ones, their sheer body mass allowed them to retain heat much more efficiently than smaller animals. Think of them as living, walking furnaces. Their slow metabolism, combined with their immense size, would generate and trap enough internal heat to keep them warm even in freezing temperatures. Feathers might have also played a role. While we often associate feathers with flying dinosaurs, many Nenavian dinosaurs, including some herbivores, had them. A coat of primitive feathers would have acted as a superb insulator, trapping a layer of air against the skin and protecting them from the biting mountain winds, much like the downy feathers of modern birds. Perhaps the greatest challenge of all was finding food. The lush buffet of the lowlands was gone. Up here, the landscape was barren. Food was scarce and consisted mainly of tough, hardy plants like high-altitude conifers, hardy shrubs, lichen clinging to rocks. These plants offered far less nutrition than the soft vegetation of the plains. To survive, these mountain-dwelling dinosaurs needed specialized adaptations. Their teeth were likely incredibly strong and wear-resistant, designed for grinding down tough, fibrous plant matter. They would have also needed a massive, complex digestive system, probably filled with symbiotic bacteria and gastrolith stomach stones to help break down this resilient foliage and extract every last calorie. They would have spent nearly all their waking hours foraging, moving constantly across the vast, empty slopes in search of their next meal. The social structure of these dinosaur herds would have been critical for their mountain survival. Living in a group provided numerous advantages. They could work together to find sparse patches of vegetation. When a food source was located, the herd could graze together, with some individuals keeping watch for any danger while others ate. This collective vigilance was essential. Even though the large lowland predators were absent, the mountains had their own dangers. A sudden rock slide, a treacherous icy patch, or a deep crevasse could be just as deadly as an Allosaurus. By sticking together, they could alert each other to these hazards. The herd also provided warmth. Huddling together during the brutal, freezing nights would have helped them conserve precious body heat. A simple yet effective strategy against the relentless cold. The experienced elders of the herd would have held the key to survival, their knowledge of migration routes, safe paths, and seasonal food locations passed down through generations. The changing seasons would have dictated their entire existence. The mountain summer, though short, would have been a time of relative abundance. Melting snow would reveal fresh plant growth. Dinosaurs would have eaten voraciously, building up fat reserves for the lean times ahead. But as autumn arrived, the temperatures would drop and the snows would return, burying the landscape once more. This would have been the signal for many herds to begin a slow, careful descent to lower, more sheltered valleys where food might still be found. This annual migration, up and down the mountain slopes, would have been a defining rhythm of their lives, a grueling, epic journey driven by the fundamental need to eat and survive. So, the next time you think of dinosaurs, don't just picture them in a steamy jungle. Imagine them as tough, resilient survivors. Picture a herd of armored dinosaurs, their backs dusted with snow, carefully picking their way along a narrow mountain ridge. Hear the crunch of their footsteps on the icy ground and see the plume of their warm breath against the stark, blue sky. This wasn't an easy life. It was a testament to their incredible adaptability. They conquered one of the harshest environments on Earth, proving that these magnificent creatures were not just giants of the jungle, but masters of the mountains as well. Their story is one of endurance, ingenuity, and the powerful, unyielding drive to survive against all odds. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the lost world of the mountain dinosaurs. If you enjoyed this glimpse into a different side of the Jurassic, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the prehistoric past. See you next time.